yeah, guys, Pedro's Sweet Sativa, I rate it 8.5 KFC buckets out of 10.
Okay. Quick rundown here, because Dom asked me to. So basically what I did for this is there's a bunch of layers here on the side that you cannot see. So all these layers has everything differently in it of what I worked on. So I will go down kind of my thought process when I was looking at this. So quickly, let's first open up the original image. Continue, I don't care. So this was the original image that we got from Dom. And when I first saw this, I really liked how the guy looked here. But I just was like, I don't like the dots and everything. It's going to be too hard for me to mask out. And I'm like, well, there's not much else to work with though, other than the text. So what I did is I'm like, okay, we have failing, but like I can't have just failing. I want something else. So what I did is, where's my fucking layers? Is it new? Yeah, it is. Okay. So what I did is I actually just copied all of the little pieces and cut them out from different pieces of the text. So obviously fail was first, and then the U is actually the N, I think, from the and it's just flipped. Then I cut out the R and the E, and then what I did was I had that top corner, didn't know what else to do. So I just thought, okay, might as well put the background. So we put the background. And then I wanted to give it some sort of texture other than the paper. So I found some ink photos that I had of my own. And then I just put a filter on it so it would turn it the color and make it fade onto the paper nicely. Then I got some stock comic book photo dots and did that on the other side to give both sides some sort of texture. Then after that, I wasn't sure where to go. So I'm like, I have failure, textures, nothing else. Basically, what I was looking at was, let's see, can I get to see what I was looking at? Yeah, I can. Okay, so this is what I was looking at, basically. This is all I had on, oh, no, one more layer. This is what I had. This is what I was looking at. So I didn't know what else to do from here. So what I did was like, might as well add another failure. And I was like, okay, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Then I added the Elvish text, and then I added the guy over here on the left. And this guy was a lot of fun to play with. So he is a bunch of different layers. This is what he looks like originally, just with the syringe. And so I added a red layer on top of it and did a soft lighting. So the lighting still goes underneath it, but there is a difference from actually having it layered underneath versus on top with how I have the lighting set up. But it's very minimal, only anything graphic designers really care about. Then I added the scratch over the eyes, and then I added the fear text because we were talking about the fear of failure and everything. So that was added on afterwards. Then what I did was like, well, just one failure doesn't look good. So I just made another one, copied it, made it look more kind of faded underneath, and then put it underneath it. Next, I added in the dust layer, I think. Yeah, so I added in the dust layer, and it still didn't look complete to me. There was still so much empty space. So I'm like, well, what else do we have? We have the fours. And I added in the fours, kind of tilted them, made them look like H's, so you can't really tell they were fours. What I like to do with my art is kind of like how some people would with a sample when they're making music, is I just make it so you can't tell what it was from. Kind of like how people do with loops. They change it, its pitch, its speed, everything like that. I do that with images, so you would never be able to tell that this is a 4. You could think it's an H. You could just think it's some sort of design drawing. And then for the final touches, I needed something more because it didn't look right. So I added in some rope, actually. And what I did, though, with the rope is I just changed how it looked and changed its, again, lighting, and just kind of cropped them up a bit So it gave it a nice little border effect almost. And that is the basic breakdown of my art. So yeah, thanks for listening, watching, whatever, I don't care.